last week.
Volleyball with
Right.
a beer, that's not possible.
That's not a good idea. He
Well,
had it in his
Not
hand.
if you're going hard, it's not possible.
Sand
it's
volleyball,
possible.
it's possible, but not for
But
Tybo.
so the first serve over to our side, the like two players hit the ball and they looked like idiots. So I was like, maybe I should put this down. Like,
Came screaming
but
right at
actually,
him.
like playing volleyball with beers in your hand is probably like the better way to play. It's way
So
more
that you don't go
competitive.
hard.
You can go hard.
So you
You
can't
can drop
bump
your
as
beer.
much.
Hmm?
You can't. You're gonna drop your. That's what I was thinking. Like bumping, you're gonna drop your beer.
What's wrong with a one-handed bump just like this?
You can do that
Oh,
consistently enough?
You saw me.
Yeah, you put your beer down right away.
Yeah, but I had to
ah!
I had to go a couple one-handed bumps.
So what
Yeah,
you're
but not
telling
all of
me
them
is that
were.
you can do it, but then you also put your beer down because you realized you couldn't do it.
No,
He
I
decided
was
not to commit.
I yes, I didn't want to commit to the beer in the hand because the rest of the team looked sloppy. I needed to be at my best.
It still didn't matter.
Got cream.
No, we
No, it
didn't
just
agree.
took a while to get started. Tabo and I were a split package, so any team I was on, he was like, "We're together." I want the tallest guy here on my team.
It didn't work.
Hey, it worked. I got two
The only
blocks
game we
in,
kept
two
score, we
spikes.
lost, and we clearly lost the first game where we didn't keep score. So
We would have won that game. We should have won that game. We should have won the other game too. I don't think the points were being counted correctly either.
They were going by twos and threes instead of ones.
I don't know what was going on,
when they
man.
were
But
counting for their side, we left the score counting in the hands of somebody from their team. So the
thought it
little
was like
the
19-15 at one time, and they're like, no, it's 15-15. Okay,
okay.
we'll just get 6 points real quick. Did not happen.
My back set was there. Sean Spike wasn't there.
It wasn't there the whole entire day. It was there for a brief moment. I'm not used to great sets, man. Gotta get used to them.
I'm not technical by any means, but I'll put it in a good spot.
That's all I need. I like the quick sets, you know? We can go up fast. I don't like waiting for it.
Yeah. It's too much anxiety. Everybody freaks out.
Yeah, everyone's like, oh, the tall guy, he's going to spike it? No, just let me go quick.
He was feeling the pressure of being the tallest guy on the volleyball court.
Especially because nobody saw me spike it before or saw me jump up and block it. And the moment I did that, they're like, all right, we're going to give it to him every time.
We need to make him do this more.
Please stop.
Please no.
It's incredibly hot outside. I feel like I'm going to throw up right now.
Yeah, we were swimming. We were swimming in the atmosphere, dude. It was that thick.
It was humid in the area that this past weekend. Yeah,
It was a bad idea to be outside playing volleyball.
98 degrees. Felt like
Great
probably
band.
105 at least.
top five bands.
You should listen to a little 98.
No,
degrees.
he doesn't. He can't do that.
Nick
He doesn't know 5 bands.
I don't know 5 bands.
Nickelback's is number one for sure.
Top 5 boy bands?
Do you rank NSYNC above Backstreet Boys?
No.
Good choice.
I'm a Backstreet Boy. I'm a Backstreet Boy fan at heart.
Tart.
In fact, I'd put New Kids on the Block above NSYNC.
Whoa. That's a hot take right there.
New Kids on the Block had a bunch of hits.
They were the new kids
coming out with new stuff, aren't they?
Yeah, that was lyrics from a different song. That wasn't a boy band song, but
They're coming out with new stuff, aren't they?
New Kids on the Block.
I think so.
Backstreet Boys is re-releasing their big album.
Everybody's doing.
What else are they gonna do? Like, they're props to them for still possibly making money. Good job, guys.
Staying relevant.
Good business decision.
Relevant story of the week.
If we count Beastie Boys as a boy band, I would put Beastie Boys at number 1.
They're not a boy band.
Why not? Just because they were rapping doesn't mean they weren't a boy band.
They're a hip hop group. They're not a boy band.
Okay.
Are you? You're seriously saying the Beastie Boys are a boy band?
They're close. I mean, they're boys and they
They're
make
not.
music together. They sing.
They're boys, but they're
They
not.
do the vocals for their music and
They
they
do
dance
they have
around on stage.
do they have choreographed dances?
I don't know. I doubt it, but I never saw the
So
Beastie Boys live.
Did
So
they have
they
any
have
pop
to.
hits?
what?
Do they have any pop hits?
Yeah.
Name one.
Their music made pop charts all the time.
Yeah, but it wasn't pop like NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, New Kids on the Block, anything like that.
Well, they were also a little bit before Backstreet Boys and NSYNC and just kind of like right before New Kids on the Block.
Would you consider Jackson 5 a boy band?
Pretty much.
Yeah, I think so.
Is that where this all originated from? Was the Jackson 5? Were they the original boy band?
I mean, nothing. Art wise, it's hard to find anything that's truly original. It's always coming from something. It's inspired by something, you know. Like so, the word original is like we put too much value on that. Anyway,
Were they the modern beginning of boy bands?
the modern beginning of boy bands?
Yes.
They could very well have been an inspiration for it. Yeah.
Okay. But they weren't the beginning.
No.
You know what? Give me your top 3 boy bands.
Top 3 boy bands. We've basically said them. Like I don't because 98 Degrees would not be above NSYNC. Like it Backstreet Boys, New Kids on the Block, NSYNC. I don't know if there's any other 3 you take that seriously.
Oh.
Like
I mean, technically, Boys to Men are classified as a boy band, according to Google.
They're a band of boys.
that's a polarizing one for a very specific issue. I feel like that a lot of people who like Boys to Men would probably put them number 1, but other people that like the other boy bands for other specific reasons wouldn't even include Boys to Men at all.
So is it basically you have to?
And if you're taking out Beastie Boys, like why? I mean,
that's what I'm saying here. Is our boy band just boiled down to they have to have either boys in the band or the name boys in their name?
let's talk about making the band.
Dylon, and Dylon. Top 5.
Let's bypass that. We'll get to another group of boy bands, and it's the NFL. Just a group of guys
Group of guys,
playing ball.
some dudes,
Playing with balls.
Well, that's Christian Wilkins, but
dudes.
we'll leave that one for a few more weeks.
Yeah,
from
when
now.
do we get to talk? When do we get to talk about that?
Shoot,
Tommy
you want to
doesn't
talk about it now?
That's why he's not here.
Tommy's not here. I think we need to reserve that for when Mike Florio comes out with his bomb of information and when Tommy's on the show. Because it's his team.
So there's more information to be coming out.
Mike Florio is doing an in-depth
He'll get to the bottom of it.
He's going to get to the bottom of it while Christian Wilkins gets to the top of it.
Pablo Torre will find out.
I love Pablo Torre.
Sure,
He's good.
But in other news, while we wait for all right, Bill Cosby, calm down. But while we wait for Mike Florio and Pablo Torre to find out,
drink down around me, bud.
Oh, whoa.
we've got some other breaking news, and I don't know what's going to come of it. In the past,
Christian Wilkins does. Okay.
In the past 2 seasons, at least 3 wide receivers have requested trades. We've got T. Higgins, Deebo Samuel, and Brandon Ayuk. We can add a 4th to that in scary Terry McLaurin for the Washington Commies. He is now requested a trade as of less than an hour ago from the Commies. He's in contract disputes. He's got 1 season left on his contract. The underlying theme with the three that I mentioned beforehand, not only did they request a trade, but none of them got traded. They all got big time contracts. And that's what Terry McLaurin has been asking for from the Commies. My guess is he probably won't be traded, but there's also some landing spots out there that would be pretty good for him to be at.
See, I think this is all just a tactics to try to get signed for them because he
Yes.
finally got the best quarterback he's ever had, put up the best numbers of his career, and he's finally asking out of Washington. You went through that much shit, and they're actually going to come up now. You're going to leave whenever you can get a pretty good bag from them right here.
Well,
I don't think this.
He's holding in too. He's not holding out of camp. He's holding in.
Yeah, I think it's just a move to get a better contract.
It won't be anything crazy. Probably like around 32 million a year, 33.
I mean,
he's not getting over
it's
35.
It's not going to be Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase money, but he could definitely get Tyreek Hill money. He could get over Tyreek Hill money.
Isn't he 31 this year though? So that's another thing you gotta think about. He's getting a little bit on the older side. Whenever most of those other guys got those contracts, they weren't nearly that old, were they?
Terry McLaurin is 29 as of right now.
Damn.
He'll turn 30 in 2 months. Well, I guess today's the last day of July, so in 1 month, month and a half. He's our age. He was born in 95. So um he's not that old. I still think he could probably get a 3 or 4 year contract on top of what he's making this year, most definitely. If it's going to just be an extension onto this year, definitely he could get 3 more out of it.
I think he'll end up signing with the Commanders in very short time. You're gonna hear a lot of crazy rumors. We're gonna put that to bed right away by signing him to a good, not great contract, but something that Terry's like, yeah, I'll take this.
I'd say within the next 3 weeks he'll have a contract signed, and it'll be on average no less than 33 a year.
What is that? Would make it 3 year, $100 million contract? Like what?
Basically,
50 in guarantees?
I bet. That's the other thing is where do you go with the guarantees there? I would say he probably gets 3 years, 102 to 105 at 60. I'd say like no less than 60. That's because you also have
stay there.
Because you got to think of what the market's saying right now too, and what receivers have gotten contracts in that area and have had less than 60 guaranteed. None.
And after what he's done for your franchise, carried shitty quarterback after shitty quarterback year after year, and you had to deal with that god awful owner you used to have. You stayed there for that. He's had 3 different jerseys and he's been on the same team his whole entire career.
But like, there's also
he was part of the Washington football team.
Yes, but like, there's also some exciting opportunities outside that could even pique his interest. Just
Steelers
off the top, that's one. It could pique interest. They've got Aaron Rodgers. I don't know how good that's going to be. I already think he's going to be out of that team by the end of week 8. But
if I'm a wide receiver at the tier of Scary Terry, I do not want to play with Aaron Rodgers at this point in his career.
No,
for 1 year.
But Buffalo like really needs a wide receiver.
I don't think they could afford him though, could they?
I mean, you'd have to work some things around. You definitely have to throw in some draft picks, but it's not. He's got 1 year left on his career. He's hitting 30. I'm just speaking from strictly a financial standpoint. It wouldn't it's not going to take a ton to make that move.
I would not like to see him go to the Bills.
No, I would hate that. Not that Miami's a very good team, but they could make some pieces move around. You could throw out Tyreek Hill as a trade piece. I don't think that they would hate moving off of Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek hates Tua now too.
Exactly. New England wouldn't be a horrible spot. Um, with young Drake May, it's another guy he's looked promising. Obviously, doesn't have the same amount of weapons that Jane Daniels has, but that's some place that would look pretty good. Baltimore really needs a wide receiver. They could make a move for that. Again, I'm just thinking in terms of draft capital. It's gonna seriously hinder the commies for this season to lose him. But I don't see. I mean, maybe you send Zay Flowers back that way, but that doesn't make sense for the Ravens. Um, if
Trade
you want
Mark
to
Andrews.
stay, I mean, yeah, good.
That's
The
can't do much
commies,
else.
the commies don't really have Zach Ertz and Ben Sinnott, who's going into his second year out of K State, so not huge. Green Bay needs a wide receiver number one with Jordan Love. I could see them moving off of a couple wide receiver twos that they have because they've got 12 of them. To bring in Scary Terry, that wouldn't be a horrible move. I think
Seahawks need
probably
a receiver.
Seahawks do need a receiver outside of JSN. I was going to say that those are probably the only two big ones inside of the NFC, but the AFC has plenty of room for there to actually be trade rumors going on.
I'm not going to give any light into these trade rumors until it actually happens with this one. I feel like he's going to be back in Washington no matter what happens, really. If he does
I
get
think
traded,
so, but
I'll be so shocked, but
I
I
would be
really don't
shocked.
care.
But there's also there's some good spots out there for him.
There are, but Terry needs to stay in Washington. I feel like his career is going to go downhill if he leaves. So much familiarity in Washington. He brought them back from complete shit under Dan Snyder, and you
Good
have a
chemistry. Just had his best season of his career.
crazy good quarterback coming in with you now. He's going to be there for a while. Why not stay with it? Ride it out. See where it goes. You got to the NFC Championship last year. Like, come on now.
Good input, Tybo.
He doesn't
You're
care.
welcome.
I was leaving room for you.
Well, you're just
We're leaving a lot of room.
We're recycling the same thing. We're saying the same thing over and over again.
We'll say something different then.
Scary Terry
Terry Thorne's going to retire.
Scary Terry. All right, Tommy, calm down.
No, I mean this dispute carried over from last season. He was trying to get a different contract last offseason. Like these trade requests, like we have already said, are usually just a tactic to force the contract. So I just restated what you guys said. You're welcome.
Good job.
Summarized. That was good, Tybo. Thanks for your input.
I mean, it was said.
I got lost for a second. I didn't know we were talking about for a little bit. So
we'd rather repeat ourselves and leave dead air.
Clearly.
Just be like a baseball commentator and figure out 7 different ways to say the same information to the people.
Well, I did mention 3 of those teams that if the trade rumors were actually true, that there was 3 spots that he could land at, and that's the division that we're hitting at today. We're going to the AFC East.
East.
Really, I mean, they have been so poor as a total division outside of one team kind of taking over since before
2000.
Tom Brady, 2000-ish, 98. It's just been one team while the other 3 lag behind literally everyone else in the entire NFL. And I don't really see that changing this year. Maybe there's 2 that are like,
well, I would say
there's a second one that comes up
a
and is
few
fun.
years ago, like the year when Miami made the wild card, the year they hung 70 on the Broncos, like it was close. Like the gap was was
They weren't
definitely
that good.
smaller.
Didn't they finish like 2 games above
Fair,
500
fair.
that year?
Yes.
Either
Yeah, they
either
weren't
way,
that good.
they had a high powered offense and they made the playoffs. Like they were people that like could actually get behind
They
Miami.
had a high-powered offense in warm weather.
Yes, I know that. Yes, I'm just saying
Well,
that year the gap was a lot smaller than than it usually is.
that
Okay,
is true,
you
and
got me there.
I think we'll probably get that again this season. I think the AFC East sends two teams to the playoffs this year. Um, but the first team that we'll look at and the least exciting team out of this division, the Dolphins are definitely not making it. They didn't really make any big changes. They did draft on the defensive side, on the line, Kenneth Grant, and then brought in my cousin out of Arizona, Jonah Savaiinaya. So shout out Jonah. But that was really it in the draft. No big splashes, no big names, no big names out of free agency. They did bring
I
in
mean,
former Chief.
they did trade two big pieces in the secondary though, so like that
Yeah,
they got rid of some pieces.
yeah,
Trade
they
Jalen
did bring
Ramsey
in
to the Steelers, right?
yes, and they
Yeah,
brought in Minkah
Minka.
Fitzpatrick, former Dolphin as well. I don't know if that really makes a big change on their defense. They're both very good players. I don't think you're losing a big piece and gaining a in comparison. Like they're both really good players. I don't know if that losing Jalen and gaining Minka really makes a big change.
Did whatever happened to Xavier Howard?
He
Didn't
is
he
he
get like
even
suspended
in the
last
league
year?
anymore? Is he even in the league? I think he got injured last season, like, but he was also not very good.
Something definitely happened to him last year. It was big.
Uh, let's take a look.
No, he's still
Sir,
unsigned. He's still unsigned.
I was going to say, following
he fell off
2023, he
really
got
bad.
cut by the Dolphins, and he's been a free agent ever since.
Like I can, there's two good years from Xavier Howard that are in my memory, but like he fell off really bad.
I think he got into some legal trouble somewhere. I don't know what happened, but
Hey man, but it's you know what
That
they say. You know
sounds
what they
right.
say. You know what they say. It's the not for long league. Not for
They did
long.
bring in former Chief
You
linebacker
made it.
Willie Gay
You made
Jr.
it, but not for long.
They did bring in wide receiver from the Titans, Nick Westbrook-Ikine, who had a good season last year. But they do have a growing list of outgoings, mainly on the defensive side, mainly on the
You okay?
defensive line, that
Good
really hurt them.
season is a stretch with Westbrook Akine because it was dependent on long touchdown passes. He had a
only
string of like 4 or 5 weeks in a row with a touchdown, and like it
Pretty
wasn't
good
okay. But what I'm
when your
saying
quarterback's
is
Will
like,
Howard,
all right, that's
fine. Fine. Billy Jean's not Will Howard.
Will Levis.
Market Tybo.
yeah, okay. But
Go
yeah,
ahead,
dude,
Tyler.
you know everything. I will stop giving my 2 cents in. This is why I'm just gonna I'll be here, but
Oh, come on. Keep
Somebody's a
going.
sourpuss. Somebody's a sourpuss today.
He didn't like taking the lap last week.
I'm not a sourpuss. I just had legitimate like
Go ahead.
Westbrook
I got you.
Akine is a very is a like a I would say under average receiver. He just like Calvin Ridley was the focal point of the receiver core and he was forgotten about. Like he he produced well that streak because he was so forgettable. Does that make sense? Like he's not
No, that's
really
fair.
that good, so they're not like, I mean, he's not gonna make a play, right?
That's fair. I would also say though, like, yes, all true, but Tua is a better quarterback than anything he had in Tennessee. As well, he's going to be wrapped up behind Tyreek Hill and Jaylen Waddle. Will he not be as forgettable and still be able to get open in this
Sure.
offense?
And maybe I mean maybe this is his coming out party.
Like a wide receiver, it's a wide receiver 3. I'm not saying he's great. He just had a good season last year for what you said was a lower producing, lesser wide receiver. He goes into a position that or into a spot that could highly benefit him and this offense.
Tua sucks though. That's for real.
Tua's not very good. I saw somebody put him in the Polynesian Mount Rushmore of NFL players. Bad take. Historically bad take. There was no Troy Polamalu. There was no Junior Seau. There was nothing.
There was a recency bias and like people that he was close to. Like it's not that's not a true Mount Rushmore. This is like these are my friends. Like
they do have their toughest games going to be home and away. Pretty much everybody in the division minus the Jets because nobody cares. They do have the Ravens. Why they have the Madrid game, I'll never know. It is against the commies. And they play the Bengals and the Bucks at home as well. Why in the world did the NFL give them the Madrid game?
Haven't the Dolphins been in some overseas games recently too, like against the Chiefs 2 years ago in Germany?
Yes. Yeah, they did play us in Germany. I think they played in a couple London games here and there. But they're not like a national
right there.
They're not like a global team. They don't have a footprint really anywhere outside of Miami.
You don't. Well, Miami is a very international style city, so it could be popular to support them and wear jerseys and hats that are Miami Dolphins stuff, but not actually be like a fan of the team. You know, it's like how you see a lot of touristy places. The like foreigners wear Yankee hats.
There.
Yeah. I don't think Yankee hats are global though. The Yankees fans are everywhere. Like
okay, but so the example there is like they wear the hat out of recognition for the brand. They're not actually fans of the team.
Yes.
So like there's a lot of Latin American people in Miami. So to identify with the people that live in Miami, they're gonna like, okay, well I'm gonna wear Dolphins gear because that's the team that's in Miami.
I get what you're saying now.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Caught up.
Feel bad for Madrid because that's not going to be a good game. The Dolphins defense has gotten worse and worse and worse over the last few years, and we talked about them hanging 70 on the Broncos just a few years ago.
That's such a distant memory now.
I think this Dolphins team is a team that can get 70 hung on them. Offensively, they may be able to keep up to an extent if everybody's healthy, right? But
that's the problem.
Realistically, yeah, that's a problem. But also, they're going to have to stay in games because anybody and everybody's going to be able to score on them at will.
Yeah, they don't have any real playmakers on defense. That the good defense that they had a few years ago, like before Christian Wilkins was gone, and even after that happened, when they had Bradley Chubb, like they had some playmakers out there, but an older Minkah Fitzpatrick now is like your only playmaker on defense right now. I don't see that being very successful for them this season. And
when you lose rotational pieces in Calais Campbell, Emmanuel Ogbah as well, like you lose depth. It's not going to be pretty.
And I think the biggest thing for their offense this year is Mike McDaniel. He's coaching for his job right now.
This is flaming hot seat.
They've lost a lot of explosiveness on offense. I mean, they still have Tyreek and Jalen, but you're forgetting one guy on the list you put up there, Jonnu Smith. They no longer have him either. He was catching hot fire last year. He was a big target for Tua whenever he came back.
They have Darren Waller
coming off retirement.
Calm down.
Hey,
they have former rapper Darren Waller coming in.
former NFL player, former rapper, former
husband,
again football player Darren Waller.
And don't forget, they have we're going to see at least a few games out of Zach Wilson this year. That's the backup in Miami.
Is Skylar Thompson not still there?
Skylar's going to be third string.
We will let Zach Wilson on the field. We will let Zach Wilson on the field before Skylar Thompson. So that's football fans. That's football fans in general. This is not like I'm a fan of Miami and like I'm saying we as in like that's my team. Like we as football observers, will allow Zach Wilson to play in front of us before we allow Skylar Thompson. Skylar Thompson is bad.
You're gonna make a lot of K-State fans upset.
Very bad. Skylar Thompson is awful, K-State. Anybody?
This ain't college no more.
Dude. He's very bad.
I got even with how bad they're going to be, I still have the Dolphins going third overall in the division.
You see, that's a good one, but
I think it's a tough fight.
Mike McDaniel's out this year. They're getting fourth.
I'm putting them last because I think the Patriots
third or last gets. Yes. Third or last gets. We'll talk about this. Third place or fourth place, regardless, gets Mike McDaniel fired. No.
Depends on how bad that third is. If it's like a close third and they just lose out somehow because they lost so many divisional games, probably yes. If they don't lose divisional games, it's not close.
I think Mike McDaniel might continue to get a little bit of grace because
it just depends on how the season goes. It's either at the end of the season or
Miami
somewhere in the
likes
season.
Mike McDaniel's swag, so I think he might get more grace than he's already been allowed, and more grace than other coaches.
They've got to start off hot then.
Only way he gets grace is if Tua goes down somewhere in like the middle of the season, right?
After they've started off winning a few.
Right.
That's even then I wouldn't give him grace. It's not working in Miami.
I'm not saying he should get it. I'm saying Miami's organization, I think, is going to. The city likes Mike McDaniel. The fans like Mike McDaniel.
Well, yeah, you would know. You were down there for a little bit. You inside reporting here. Florida loves Mike McDaniel.
Didn't spend a whole lot of time in Miami, but yeah, dude.
Well, then we'll move on. We've given our picks there. We'll need Tommy's pick on these, but
doesn't matter.
His opinion doesn't matter when he said Bijan was bad. So we'll move on to the second least exciting team out of this division, the New York Jets. And there was some excitement around this team because they brought in Justin Fields. I'm not a Justin Fields hater like you guys are or like everyone else. I think he's just been.
What are you talking about? You guys.
You guys have hated Justin Fields forever.
On the Bears. On the Bears, yes.
Ooh, sorry. I think both of us wanted him to play over Russ.
Yeah.
He should have.
We thought he should have kept playing throughout the season.
Well, the Jets have brought in Justin Fields. They also brought in some offensive line help from the draft and in free agency. They didn't really get him any weapons. They lost Devontae Adams. Defensively, they lost a lot. A corner, DJ Reed. Defensive line, Javon Kinlaw and Hassan Reddick and Solomon Thomas. They did bring in Josh Reynolds, who everybody's saying he's going crazy in camp right now. He's a veteran receiver, has been around on quite a few teams, most notably at Detroit and the Rams. But I don't think they've really even just been able to surround Justin Fields. He is going to play with probably his best receiver in Garrett Wilson.
It's the college connection, man. It's the college connection. It's going to come back in full swing this year.
You think the Jets are going to give Justin Fields a chance to actually play well?
Oh, yeah. Are you forgetting new coaching staff completely? Aaron Glenn is changing the culture right there. It's way better than old Bob
How
Salah
many times? How
had.
many times have they changed the culture in the last 15
That
years?
doesn't matter. You gotta have the right guy, and Aaron Glenn is the right guy for them right now. He can
How
do
many
this. He
times?
said,
How many
Aaron
times has
Rodgers,
that
get
been
out of
said in the
here.
last 15 years?
How many times has it been said about Aaron Glenn in the last 15 years?
One.
Yeah, that's all you need.
I don't know. I truly feel that I feel better about this Jets team going into this year compared to how I felt about them going into last year. If there's a quarterback that there is plenty of evidence of me hating, it's Aaron Rodgers, especially at this after his injury. Aaron Rodgers is like slightly better than Kirk Cousins after the injury. It's not good. These old guys, when they tear important ligaments, maybe it's time to just sit down. Okay. But yeah, they're the old college connection success story isn't like 100% like a full on trope in the NFL. Like there's plenty of examples where it doesn't actually work out in the NFL. Your biggest piece of evidence for it working right now is Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow. So if
So
Justin,
what you're saying here is two guys that are drafted extremely high that went to the same college can work together in the NFL. But two
yeah,
guys that weren't drafted so close together cannot work.
what?
Two guys that weren't drafted close to each other that went to the same college will not work. But if two guys were drafted within like top 20 together, it's going to work out, is what you're saying.
No, I'm I'm just talking about college connections, like quarterbacks that get reunited with wide receivers in the NFL.
Yeah, which means
There's
both.
examples of it not working out,
Give me an
and
example that didn't work out
the
whenever
best
people are that.
example of it working out is Jamar and Joe.
Can you give me another example of college teammates that were drafted within the top 20 picks?
No, leave me alone, dude. Let me fucking talk. I I think I don't. They're not going to touch what Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase are doing, but I think there's real opportunity for something fun and special between them. And the Jets have a good enough offensive line unit and good enough weapons that like it's mostly up to Justin Fields progressing as a NFL quarterback, and I know he hasn't had a whole lot of on the field time to do that, but there's film of him on the Bears scrambling when he doesn't need to and overlooking guys that are wide open, like not fully comprehending what the defense is showing him and not finding the right guy. So like he has to progress as an NFL quarterback for the Jets to be like good, but I do feel like the rest of the unit around just that is enough to get them second in the division.
I
Second in the division. Wow.
second's a
I
lot.
mean, that's
Second's a lot to say. They can definitely do that, I feel like, but I don't know if they're gonna do that. I want to put them up there, but it's just the Jets. I feel like old Brick, what's his name? Brick Johnson's gonna come down and do something, mess it all up. He's gonna be playing Madden down there in the locker room. Will Aaron Glenn be
like
able
to
to
see it
stop that?
happen.
Listening to 13-year-olds.
Yeah.
I'd like to see it happen. I mean, Justin Fields is not. I don't think he's as bad of a quarterback as most talking heads would say. Garrett Wilson's good. He just hasn't really had a quarterback. Brees Hall, it's a contract year for him as well. I don't believe that offensive line is as good as you say, Tybo. They've had their moments, sure, but they haven't been very good. They did just
So
add in
I want to
the
say
Missouri tackle, but
they added a guard or something before last year, and then they just drafted a tackle this year. So like
yeah,
they're certainly trying to improve it, and I don't think it was terrible last season. But go ahead and correct me if I was wrong on that.
I mean it definitely
It
got
wasn't
better.
terrible. It wasn't terrible. It was just Aaron Rodgers was back there and not mobile for most of the
That's
year.
that's yeah, that's fair. I think Justin's probably going to have to do a lot with his feet this year. in scrambling outside the pocket. Um, we'll
Well,
see
that I
how
mean that's
good
the
Armand is from
that's the
Missouri,
argument
but
against him, but like sometimes he'll get into a flow state when he's doing that and still play well. But like the argument against Justin Fields being a good quarterback is he relies on the scramble and usually goes to it way too quickly, holds onto the ball too long, doesn't find his open receivers, blah 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 blah.
But that was also with the Bears with an incompetent coaching staff. Look how much better he did last year with the limited games he had with the Steelers.
he
Didn't
did
throw
play much
much.
better with the Steelers, but he didn't
But
throw much.
but but Arthur Smith's offense does not throw much.
They had a completely different set of. I won't say completely different system, but they had completely different plays for Justin Fields than Russ.
Yes, they did, but that was because Justin was mobile. Russ is
Point
not
being,
mobile.
he didn't throw the ball a whole lot
You know
in
what?
the six
He's
games
going to
he
throw the ball a
started,
lot.
four or six games that he started as a Steeler.
He's definitely going to throw the ball a lot because defensively, I think they're still a liability. They did sign Sauce Gardner to that huge contract, and he hasn't looked very good in training camp so far. The rest of their defense hasn't looked all that good. Again, big losses on the defensive line. They're going to have to throw a lot because they're going to be in the same boat that the Dolphins are in, where they're going to have to score a lot of points because their defense is getting boat raced.
See, I don't. Their defense may get boat race, but I also feel like it's going to be a very turnover lucky year for them for some reason. I feel like Aaron Glenn's going to get them getting the ball somehow this year. Don't know how that works out, but
I mean, I hope it works for Aaron Glenn. He's a very likable guy. He was a very good defensive coordinator for the Lions. I, we saw the same thing with Bob Saleh. Very likable person, very one of the best defensive coordinators in the league. Was able to bring together guys that weren't necessarily known and play them all. And it didn't work. And it didn't work. They did when he was there had a better defense than when he wasn't there, but go back to the offensive hire of Adam Gase as well prior to Bob Saleh. Like offensively, they were still garbage. Maybe that's an Adam Gase thing. I think that's an Adam Gase thing, but I think
yeah.
that's also a Woody Johnson ownership issue. Is they've got more issues than just the coaches that they bring in.
I mean, there are a lot of problems in that ownership group there, but they're going to turn around a little bit this year. It's not going to be the best season that they're ever going to have, but they're going to actually look like they're building for something in the future. I still go with third here, actually.
Justin Fields is on a 1-year contract. Is that correct?
Um, thought he got like a 3 year or something like that. 2 year, maybe.
Take a look here.
Definitely
He
don't think
did
it's
get a
1 year
two
then.
two year 40 30 guaranteed. I think this year they take fourth with good steps forward. I think this division is actually quite a bit better than they have been in the past. Not that it's necessarily competitive. I give the Jets fourth this year, but it looks better than they have been in the past, and probably the 2026-2027 season looks much better for them.
They're going to have some very exciting moments for sure this year, but probably not a lot of wins. Do you still see him finishing second, though, Tabo?
That's the thing. Like I think it's going to be really competitive between them and the Patriots. Like I potential wise, I think the Jets should be better, but we know how things go in New York. And like for the Patriots to meet like I guess like everybody's optimistic expectation for them, a lot of things have to go right for them. And it's like for the Jets not to get where we think they can be, like things are going to go wrong for them. Does that make sense?
I do believe I know what you were saying.
I do believe.
Well, the second most exciting team out of this division is one that is getting repetitive. It's the Bills. It's the Bills. It's Josh Allen led Buffalo Bills who did make some moves. They lost Amari Cooper, who's still currently a free agent. I believe Von Miller is as well. Correct me if I'm wrong, because he's injured.
Uh, do not know that.
No idea,
They
but he's not
also
effective at his age.
he wasn't. They also lost Mac Hollins, who was a very good receiver for them this past season.
Von Miller is on the commies.
There you go. Thank you for that correction there. Who they bring in, Joey Bosa, defensive end, to cover for Von Miller, but he's consistently injured right now. They brought in Michael Hochit, another defensive end. They bring in Tre'Davious White to help them on the defensive side as
Where did they
well.
bring him in from? Because didn't he play on the Bills?
Joey Bosa?
No,
No, Trey
Tre'Davious
White.
That's what I thought when I looked at it. Maybe they just re-signed him to a contract.
Really?
Let's take a look. Phil.
Well, so they brought in those
No.
two defensive ends, Joey Bosa and Michael Hope, but they got younger on the D line. They brought in pieces through the draft that they're trying to replace the absence of Von Miller.
Yeah, Landon Jackson out of Arkansas is a really, really good defensive end. But Tre'Davious White
was on two different teams last year.
Yep. He left the Bills, went to the Rams, the Ravens, and now he's back at the Bills.
Dude, I had no idea Trey White was on the Ravens.
He didn't play.
Did he get hurt?
It was towards the end of the season. He was coming off an injury. Yeah.
Oh.
The
Bills wide receiver room is an absolute mess. Did they draft a receiver?
They did not draft a receiver within the first 4 rounds. I think they did bring in one later on. Probably won't be very big. They do still have Keon Coleman and Khalil Shakir, who actually took over their number 1 receiver and number 1 option last year. They do have 2 tight ends in Dawson Knox and
number 1 receiver Dalton in terms Kincaid. Of the production, but he's Dalton a slot Kincaid. Guy. Like he's a small slot receiver.
He is.
That's
but
what Josh Allen loves, though.
We've seen slot receivers be number 1s over their career.
Love, but I like it. That's not a number 1. That's not like an X. Like that's not a number 1 outside receiver.
We've also been in a transitional period of football in terms of positions, very much like what we see in the NBA with Jokic being a 5, but he's really their point guard. We're seeing the same thing in the NFL over the last, 10 to 15 years, where your number 1 doesn't have to be your X or your Y, who's always on the outside. We saw Julian Edelman be the number 1 for Tom Brady for quite some time. We've seen Travis Kelce be the number 1 in Kansas City for quite some time. We've seen Wes Welker be the number 1.
But in terms of production, but we know what works well. Like we know if we have a certain archetype of player and of a certain talent level, that's our number 1 guy. Okay, like let's be real. Come on.
Not everyone's going to be Calvin Johnson. Not everyone's going to be Calvin Johnson. Sometimes Tyreek Hill was a number 1 at 5'10". Played the slot most of the time. Like, yeah, it's a transitional period of football where you do not need to have a number 1 be a certain archetype and play on the outside.
I still have no faith in Keon Coleman.
Tyreek Hill is slightly an exception to this conversation because of his, like, I don't know, Olympic level talent and speed. Like there was clearly nobody on the field who was as fast as Tyreek Hill when he was at his peak. So that's like a slightly different case here.
I still have no faith in Keon Coleman. I don't think he's going to do much for the Bills. I think he may have some big catches here and there, but he's going to fail them whenever it really matters. But I also don't know if Josh Allen's going to be able to still run as much as he has in the past years. Coming off the MVP season, do you think he's really going to be able to do that?
Will he need to? They still have, like, is there offensive? I think the more important question is the offensive coordinator actually going to get things together and run with James Cook when it matters the most? I mean, that's what failed them in the end last year is they abandoned the run game with James Cook, who was ultimately one of the top 5, top 6 running backs in the league last season.
Well, and he was also cooking. His yards per carry was ridiculous in the game against us, dude, in the AFC Championship game.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. And after the first half, they completely went away from him, and it blew their whole script. So I don't think they need Josh Allen to run as much because they can have a run game, and they do have a very good offensive line that can complement both the passing and the running game. Um, what
I think James Cook is going to get plenty of work, but Josh Allen is going to do his fair share of running because his receivers are not going to get as much separation as they have been. Like, good, he has that connection and chemistry with Khalil Shakir, but outside of him in that wide receiver room, you look at previous years Chiefs wide receiver rooms, guys that couldn't get separation for nothing. I don't see anybody on that depth chart's like, wow, like that guy is perpetually open.
I think losing Mac Hollins is a big piece of that.
Do what?
I think losing Mac Hollins is a big piece of that. He was an instrumental piece to their wide receiver core last year when Keon or Khalil Shakir couldn't get it together. Mac Hollins was the relief for Josh Allen. And losing him, I think that's why I can agree with you in that sentiment. Because I didn't believe that their wide receiver core last year was very good. And it clearly didn't get any better. And Mac Hollins is kind of the glue that held that all together.
Essentially, he did, yeah.
Shoes.
Everywhere.
Him in no shoes. Defensively, I think they take a massive step backwards, honestly. They didn't really get a whole lot better. They bring in a rookie defensive end. They bring in, like we said, Joey Bosa, who's always injured and is never available on key third downs or fourth downs when he's needed. Everybody on that defensive side is aging. And who's their big linebacker, Matt Milano, that everybody loves, who's a fantastic
also
linebacker,
perpetually
but
injured,
never available when they need him the most. Like, I think I think they still win. I'll give them first place, but I think this may be the toughest year the Bills have faced in a long time.
Do you think if the Bills do not finish first place, they think about putting Sean McDermott on the hot seat? Because I mean, every once in a while you get so far with your team, they've had fantastic seasons, but you always come up short. You need some like a different spark to actually get over the hump. Do you think that they will make the move to do that, or they're going to start thinking about it more now?
Good question. I don't know who the GM is. I would be more apt if I were the Bills to put the GM in the hot seat than I would Sean McDermott. Sean is doing what he can with the players.
Is this not new stadium year, or is new stadium year next year?
No, it's still a ways down the road. Like it's going to take them like 4 years to build the stadium.
Do you want to get completely new management, new GM, new coach with the new stadium if it doesn't go right this year?
I mean, the GM doesn't really
definition of it not going right, not winning the Super Bowl or not making the Super Bowl.
No. For not right for them would be finishing second in the division, playing the wild card, losing the wild card or second weekend. Do you start thinking of it then?
It's definitely at the end of the season. I'm thinking
no. You're not. It's not mid-season or anything, but like
starting
to move that way.
Yeah, no, I mean mid-season if it's not going well or like you said, take second, losing the wild card, hell, losing the divisional. I would still be more apt to think about replacing GM and front office than I would be head coach. And it's not because I think Sean McDermott's some great coach. I think he's done very well with the pieces that are around him. In the same vein, I don't think the GM has done a good enough job of creating weapons around there. Again, letting the defense get old and perpetually injured, not bolstering the wide receiver room. He's done a good job in terms of like getting the protection at the offensive line for Josh Allen, making sure to re-sign James Cook, and some big names, right? Von Miller they brought in who didn't really do much, and so if I was in charge of the Bills, I'd be looking at replacing GM before I replace coach because Sean McDermott with what he has I think honestly outperformed.
And to be like I truly feel Sean McDermott is a Super Bowl appearance away from Buffalo giving him a Mike Tomlin type tenure. Not even winning a Super Bowl. If he makes a Super Bowl, Sean McDermott is going to be in Buffalo for like the foreseeable future.
The rest of Josh Allen's career, essentially.
Easily.
Sure.
I still have him finishing first, though.
He's only had one losing season. He went 6-10 once.
Josh Allen's rookie year, wasn't it?
Yes. With was Sean McDermott still a head coach then? I know Dabble
He started with them in 2017.
So yeah.
Pre. Right?
Yep.
Yeah, pre. Still Bill's gonna finish first in this division. It's gonna be tighter than it has been years past, but
if the GM doesn't pick it up, this is where at like 26-27 season, I think that's where the Bills could be in trouble if they do not go out and make big moves in the upcoming offseason. But without that, this year should still be a lock for first.
Does Josh Allen still perform on an MVP level this year? Or will he regress to his mean?
Fun fact, Sean McDermott came up through Andy Reid's system in Philadelphia.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That was a fun fact.
It was real fun.
And we still beat him every year.
Not as fun as my top 5.
Oh. Where do you have the Bills finishing, Tabo?
First.
I was waiting for that, man. You took
the
forever.
AFC East.
That's it. To the most exciting team out of the NFC East. I don't know where you guys fall on the Patriots. If that didn't give it away,
if it wasn't the Patriots, I'd be very excited for them. But it's the Patriots, so.
But they've made so many moves. They've got a young quarterback. They've got a full new coaching staff. They've got Mike Vrabel at the helm, coming back home to New England. You bring in Will Campbell at left tackle out of LSU, who's dating his former quarterback's sister. I love listening to that guy talk. They bring in running back from Ohio State, Travion Henderson. Like they're bringing in some weapons. You also bring in former Bill Mac Hollins, and then Stefon Diggs as well.
Former Bill.
A former Bill to help out again, a young quarterback who has shown very good potential. You bolster the defensive side with
we all know
Bob
how much
Spillane.
You love Bob Spillane.
Bob Spillane, dude. Bob Spillane's so good. Old Spokane Bob, that guy is good, man.
With Mike Vrabel this year, that's gonna be scary.
Like this is a team. I constantly I work with a guy who's a Patriots fan, has no ties to Boston at all, but is for some reason a Boston fan from BFE, Kansas. Shout out you. But
he sounds like a bandwagon guy. Like
no, he's a big bandwagon guy,
and it's like I don't want to like the Lakers and the Yankees, so give me Boston.
Yeah, he's a big bandwagon guy, but I have to hear from him all day, every day. Like, hey, this is the Patriots year. This is as they win 4 games.
Patriots year to what?
Patriots year.
Like,
I think they make the playoffs this year. This is an exciting time for the Patriots.
Right
I like the moves that they made.
Not right away.
I think they will too.
It's not going to be an Andy Reid thing where first year he comes in, they make the playoffs.
I think it is.
It's Mike Vrabel.
Not going to happen.
Taking over that defense. They have a lot of great defensive weapons over there right now. I think he's going to really turn that whole entire team around. Drake May looked very promising last year with the limited time he had. They just got better on offense. They got more offensive tackles. They got some weapons out there finally. The Patriots did a fantastic job in this offseason. They're not huge, big-name guys that everybody knows, but they are guys that are going to be playing for your team so you can set up for the next guys that come in.
Let's not forget either. They've got an incredibly easy schedule. They've got 2 teams that they played 4 times in this division that are absolute ass cheeks that we've already covered. Their hardest games are home and away Bills, away Bucks, and away Ravens. That's it. They don't play the Chiefs. They don't play anybody else. They're going to be the commies of this season, where we're like, where the hell did these guys come from? Now, I don't think they make the AFC Championship by any means. They'll get in the AFC is very tough, but in terms of regular season, we're going to look at the Patriots and go, holy crap, these guys are good.
They're going to be the Broncos of this season from last year.
Good comp.
Good
I'm not giving
defense.
it to him.
Come on, good defense.
Not giving it to him.
Decent quarterback play. Wild card loss, or not even make the playoffs.
6-7 losses, I think. I think they take second in this division. 6-7 losses at most.
I think
Easy second.
I think the Jets can compete for that spot. It's very tough for me to give 2 and 3 in this division.
The Jets will definitely compete with that spot, but I think the Patriots are just going to overpower them. The Jets have had not much luck against the Patriots in the past. It's going to continue with Mike Vrabel. He just hates the Jets. He's going to know how to beat them.
Okay.
I think they're going to run the ball a lot. We know that Vrabel loves to run the ball. He's old school, smash mouth. And that's going to help out Diggs to get healthy through the first couple weeks. It's still going to take him a bit coming off of the big injury. I would say by like probably week 3, I think Travion Henderson comes in as their number 1 running back, and Ramondre Stevenson, for as good as he is, he had some big hiccups last year. He had troubles hanging on to the football. Travion Henderson is probably going to take that number 1 position because he also catches the ball out of the backfield really, really well.
That is a player to watch out for in fantasy as well, too. Don't draft him too early, but he's going to be taken in the first 5 rounds.
I think that's a given.
Fine, first 3.
There you go. That's a bold take. That's a hotter take. Thank you.
Hey, a lot of people I know that I draft with aren't very smart about drafting, so
I don't. Don't use our
ESPN
league
the 12th
as
round.
like any sort of like.
I'm just saying.
For our ESPN league drafts wild.
That's how I won the past 2 out of the past 3 years. Straight to draft.
I have taken Patrick Mahomes in the first round. Did I take him number 1 overall 1 year?
I think you
I'm
did.
not sure. I might have, dude. I might have taken Patrick Mahomes number 1 overall in a redraft league, dude.
It's terrible. It is a bad draft league.
It's funny. It's Ryan's fault. It's
first quarterback off the board. Okay, Josh Allen every year.
Every year?
Every year.
Well,
like second round.
Yeah, and just we are not indicative of the fantasy football population out there. Like we are.
All right, Travion Henderson will be drafted in the top 3 rounds this year. Book it. If he's there in the 4th, I would snatch him up.
Okay. Thanks.
It's a solid running back.
Thanks for that advice.
That's just the tip.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, just the tips. Waiting on it. Speaking of just the tips, I think Tybo, you've got a top 5.
It's we go from the segue to my segment is Sean's segment. Okay.
It was just a brief hiatus to Sean's segment.
Or is it because these TV moms get your tips tingling a little bit when you see them? My top 5 today is TV's hottest moms. And we're just using the word moms to describe them. Unfortunately, I don't have any honorable mentions, but I feel like I might have let the audience down a little bit. I could have sunk into this topic a little bit deeper. I've been busy. I've been busy. But my top 5 hottest TV moms.
Do we need a part 2 at some point? Like this is your part 1.
We could do an animated version as well. Because I didn't include any animated ones in here. Number 5, Deborah Barone from Everybody Loves Raymond, played by, of course, Patricia Heaton. Very slept on. But boy, when she glams herself up,
Ty Bob's looking her up.
hot dog. And just she was refreshing on a very like Everybody Loves Raymond was a show that I just was so uncertain about when I was younger. I was like, is it funny?
Is this good?
Do I like this? And so like she being someone who like her looks are like kind of, as we would say, slept on, that just kind of fit the bill for the show. But when she like tried to be sexy, like I felt it. So number 4, this was late night TV. Okay, I saw Angie Lopez on the George Lopez show a lot of times waking up out of sleep. For one reason or another, I didn't always sleep through the night, and I would always sleep with the TV on because I was too scared of the dark. And the channel I would have it on always would play George Lopez at different times of the night. So I would just be like mad that I'm awake and trying to fall back asleep, but just like casually watching the George Lopez show really, really late night. But yeah, Angie Lopez, a very attractive Latina woman, played by Constance Marie. Just a very niche favorite of mine. Number 3, my sister watched Full House way more than I did. And forgive me if I butcher this last name here, but she played Rebecca Katsopoulos.
Christopoulos, yeah.
Kostopoulos. Okay. On Full House, Lori Loughlin. I am separating the person from their art in this because, you know, she got in some legal trouble, sending her kids to college, something like that. Something that I don't fully understand, but Ty Bob's not a fan of her, so he's usually a pretty good judge of character. So
better mom than person. Is she
better
a better
mom than a person?
Better TV mom.
She's a better real life mom too.
Either way, you know, she never did a whole lot to like get you all hot and bothered while she was on Full House, but you just knew. You just knew that body was banging. Number 2, jokingly, I said before the show, I could just make this list the entire cast of the Desperate Housewives. But the hottest mom from Desperate Housewives was Ava or Eva Longoria, however you want to say it. Don't persecute me either way. Playing Gabrielle Sully or Sulis, however, my memory's bad, so I don't remember them pronouncing it on the show. But my mom and dad like solely played ABC for whatever reason, and Desperate Housewives was an ABC show, so I fortunately, because of Eva, I caught Desperate Housewives in my house and got to see her. Number 1, she's funny, she's exotic, she's curvy. Gloria Pritchett, played by Sofia Vergara on Modern Family. That is the goat of all goats when it comes to TV moms.
Enough said.
Can't say anything about
Enough
that.
said.
Enough said.
That's all you need.
I'm a little disappointed you didn't have Claire Dunphy in the honorable mentions at least. She should have been there.
Julie Bowen doesn't like quite do it for me. Like she's an attractive woman, but she's not like super sexy to me.
Okay.
Most of the moms on my list, I think all of them, are brunettes.
Which is weird.
Brown hair. Don't Don't say anything.
Awkward.
She's not going to see this.
You better hope not.
She's not.
You guys made me do it. This is your guys' idea.
This is your top 5. This is your top 5.
You're the one who said it.
Sean said it.
Is it my top 5?
Sean typed it.
Is it my top 5?
No, it's mine.
That's right. You hold that. Keep it close to the heart.
Okay.
Brunettes. Damn.
That is what, five divisions down. We've got 3 remaining. Let's see. We've got the NFC East. We've got the NFC North. I think we've got a guest coming on. Is that right? And then we will be finishing off as usual with the AFC West, and this will be right before the
Oh, you mean the best division in football?
Yes,
the AFC West.
It might be this year. We'll see.
It is.
It is.
We've got the 2 NFCs coming up
when you
over
have
the next
best team in football. You're almost like, you
wouldn't say that about the AFC East during Tom Brady's era.
Well, that's because the rest of the division was bad. Yeah,
kind of like where we're at in the AFC West right now.
No.
Not this upcoming season, but over the last few. We've got like I said, the NFC will cover the next 2 weeks. We'll take 1 week off. We'll finish off with the AFC West during the week of August, I believe 25th, right before we get to kickoff for week
There's a
1
kickoff tonight.
on September 4th. We do have Hall of Fame
there's football tonight.
Yeah, Trey Lance and who
cares?
Fair enough.
Good one.
That is our schedule for the remainder of the offseason before we get to week 1. So make sure you're tuning in as we break down each division along the way with some friends of the show who probably don't know ball, who might know a little ball. One's a Denver fan, one's a Bears fan.
Bears.
That ought to be a fun one. So make sure you stick around, and until next time, go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs.